Imagine a single general who took on the might of Rome at its peak and nearly brought the Eternal City to its knees. He crossed frozen mountains with war elephants, destroyed entire Roman legions in history's bloodiest ambushes, and outsmarted Rome's greatest commanders for over 15 years. Yet in the end, he lost everything. Today, we dive deep into the epic, tragic life of Hannibal Barca, the military genius whose story still echoes through history as a powerful reminder that brilliance alone is never enough. Born in Carthage around 247 BC, young Hannibal was shaped by his father, Hannibal Barca, a brilliant commander who instilled in him an unbreakable hatred for Rome. From childhood, Hannibal swore a sacred oath at the altar. He would never befriend Rome and would dedicate his life to its destruction. This vow would define one of the most legendary military careers in ancient history. In 218 BC, Hannibal launched one of the most audacious invasions ever attempted. Defying all expectations, he marched his army, including dozens of war elephants, from Spain across the Alps into Italy. The journey was hellish. Freezing blizzards, treacherous mountain paths, ambushes by hostile tribes, and starvation claimed thousands of men and many elephants. But Hannibal's unbreakable will and tactical brilliance kept the army together, emerging on the other side ready to strike at the heart of the Roman Republic. Once in Italy, Hannibal unleashed a campaign of terror and genius. He crushed Roman forces at the Trebia River and the devastating ambush at Lake Trasimene. Then came his masterpiece, the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC. Using a brilliant double envelopment tactic, Hannibal's smaller force surrounded and annihilated over 60,000 Roman soldiers in a single afternoon, one of the worst military disasters in Roman history. For years, Roman survivors would speak of that day in terror. Yet despite these crushing victories, Hannibal made a fateful choice. He never marched directly on Rome itself. For 15 long years, his army roamed and camped across Italian soil, winning battle after battle while living off the land. He hoped to break Rome's alliances and force them to surrender. But Carthage, distracted by politics and rivalries, sent only minimal reinforcements. Meanwhile, Rome showed its legendary resilience. They rebuilt their armies, refused to negotiate peace, and learned from their defeats. The tide finally turned when Rome took the war to Africa under the brilliant General Scipio Africanus. Recalled home too late, Hannibal faced his rival at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC. Though he fought with his usual brilliance, the Romans had adapted, and Hannibal suffered his first major defeat. Carthage was forced to surrender, ending the Second Punic War. In the aftermath, Hannibal was forced into exile. Hunted by Rome for decades, he served as a military advisor to foreign kings, always one step ahead of assassins. In 183 BC, cornered at last, he chose to take his own life rather than be captured. The man who had terrified Rome for a generation died far from the battlefields where he had once been invincible. Hannibal Barca remains history's ultimate example of tactical genius. He won almost every battle he fought, yet lost the war. His story is a haunting lesson that even the greatest mind needs resources, support, and timing to succeed. In the end, Rome's endurance and adaptability proved stronger than any single genius on the battlefield.